Hi everybody, this is Bonnie from bonniescreativeplace.stampinup.net, and I'm here with card number 4 from our Forever Fern online class. If you've ordered my online class, then you are here because you're getting these videos, and this is the card number 4, and thank you for supporting me. And if you are here because you're watching this later on after I've put them on the web, and you would like to know how to join my online class, in the description box below there is my Facebook link. If you click on the link, it'll take you over there, and at the top there's a little spot that says notes. If you click on that, then that'll give you a description of how my online class works. Otherwise, you can email me, and that link is in the description box below, and I will let you know. So let's get started on this class. So this is the card that we're going to do today. Is that not a cute little... I just really like it. It's fun. It's not hard. It's a really simple card. So let's get started. What you're going to get in your kit is a piece of scrap paper for stamping out the little leaf here. You're going to get 2 pieces of 4-inch ribbon, and that's to make our bow. You're going to get pearls. You're also going to get a couple, probably a couple of these, and they're 1 inch by 2 1/4, and that's for your hello. You're going to get a piece of DSP that is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, or 3 1/2. I didn't write the rest of that down. 3 1/2. Then you're going to get a piece of just jade that is 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. You're going to get a piece of whisper white that is 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And you're also going to get another piece of just jade that is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, but after we emboss it, we're going to cut it down to 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and or for 5 1/4 by 4. You don't really have to worry about any of these measurements. They're all in the tutorial that I print to you, but I just like to say them also. And then you're going to get a piece of whisper white that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So we're just going to set this one aside, and we're going to do some, first we're going to do a stamping. So that way we can do all our die cutting and embossing at the same time. So we're going to take this little, make sure this is the one. Yes, we're going to take our scrap piece of whisper white. We're going to bring in this leaf, and we're going to use the Just Jade, which is one of our new in colors for 20. And we're going to stamp this up, and we're just going to stamp it in the center. It does not really matter where. So we're going to stamp that. While I got the ink out, I'm going to bring in the Just Jade again in this little, I put my hand in that, in this little hello, and I'm just going to stamp it towards the top right. There we go. And I'll set that aside. And then I got a little ink on me, so I don't want it to spread on all this white. So I'm just going to get a little bit of hand stabilizer here and kind of rub it all over my fingers. It doesn't take it away, but what it does do is it stops the ink from spreading. So, all right. So there we go. So now let's start our embossing and our die cutting. So we're going to get all these pieces. You're going to need both pieces of Just Jade and your 2 stamped, well, your 1 stamped image, because we don't need this one yet. So we're going to bring in the new Stampin' and Emboss machine. If you have ordered this, I'm sure you guys love it, and if you haven't, you don't know what you're missing, because I'll tell you, it is wonderful. So let's do our die cutting first. So we need, for die cutting, we need plate 1, we need plate 2, we need plate 3, And then we need our image. So here's our image, and then we need the die that goes with it. And so we're going to put that down in the middle. One platform 3 down. The embossing that we're going to be using are the Forever embossing folders, the green re-embossing folders. We're going to be using this one this time. If you've been in my previous classes, you probably got this from the bird or from one of the other stamps. If not, this was an added on item that you needed to add on if you wanted to use the embossing folders I'm using. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this one and you're going to line it up on kind of like this much of the paper, but I wanted it in the middle so it was less noticeable. So what I did was I just picked one of these lines that go down the middle and I embossed on this side of it. I'm left-handed, so you want to go this way. So you're going to get the embossing image from there. See how you'll have like a half of embossing image? Hopefully we line it up. If it's not perfect, it's okay, but I'm just saying that's what I liked. And then this is a different, okay, it'll fit this way. So then you're going to put this in like this in your machine, and you're going to emboss it. Okay? And then we're going to take this out. Open it up. Isn't the embossing wonderful? And then you're going to line this up so that this embossing is kind of lined up with one of the embossings that's already here. It's a little tricky. If you don't get it perfect, it's okay. You can put a little piece of like thing there to hold it. But when you'll see is when you pull this back over is where you'll be able to tell right there. If it's not perfect, I'm okay with it. I hope you guys are okay with it. You don't even tell when you have the card up by the time we get everything on there. But just to be on the safe side, you know, if you want to make it absolutely perfect, there you can do it. You just have to take your time. And then we're going to crank this through with the same thing that we did before. Okay, so let's get this machine out of the way and we'll start putting this card together. Okay, and I'll show you mine. Can you really tell where, I mean you can't, it's right here, it's not perfectly lined up, but you can't really tell, and I've got it unless you're like on top of it, so I'm okay with the way it looks. So then we're done with that. Now we're going to bring our cutter back in because I said once we're done embossing it, we've got to cut it back down. So we're going to now cut it to 4 inches wide. I find it's better to emboss then cut, make it bigger because of the fact that it ends up shrinking your paper if you cut it right to size. So that's why I do it this way. You don't have to. It's just, I'm gonna cut this in. It's just what I prefer. Okay. So now we're done with the cutter. All right, let's put this card together. This we're just gonna put down right flat. Okay, so we got that down there flat. Now we're going to take our 2 pieces we're going to take our pattern paper first, and we're going to put that behind this leaf. So the best way to do that is just to add maybe a little bit of adhesive around getting to the end. I could see it and it doesn't want to reel. I was just getting ready to say I've made it through this whole video without any struggle, and I've always struggled with this thing. I am so glad I did not say that because I've been struggling now. So then we're just going to set this down on top like that. Then while that is there, because it looks like this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a bunch of adhesive on this again, and we're going to attach it to the white piece now. Okay, so it looks like that. Then we're going to bring in our leaf, and we're just going to attach this kind of right here like this. And I'm going to use some of the liquid glue because I don't know, I'm having trouble with that snail thing. Okay, and I'm just going to close that back up. And put this down, just like that. Then we're going to take and put our bow across here, or our ribbon. Okay, so it looks like that. Then we're going to take our other ribbon, we're going to tuck it up and underneath, bring it around, pull it, and then pull up, and then out. And then we're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut it. This ribbon is in the annual catalog. It's the Grow Green Just Jade ribbon. It comes in a spool like this with, there's something else that comes with it. It's a bundle. You get 2. I can't remember. Maybe you get 3. I don't know. They've been bundling a lot of them, so I'm just trying to remember them all. And then for this, I did take this punch, and I put it in upside down, the 1/2 inch. I stick it all the way in as far as I can. Then I flip it over, and this is called the banner builder punch. And you punch this out, and it gives you a nice little tail here, and I kind of tuck it up underneath. This one's a little longer. I'm going to trim it, I think, and do that again. So if I gave you too long of a piece, just trim it and try again. But I'm going to have to use a Post-it note for this one because I put it back, I cut it back too far now. So just stick it on a piece of Post-it note. I like to flip it upside down just in case I'm getting too close to my letters. I've done that before and not looked. Then use your Post-it note to wiggle it where it's got to go, because you want it to be centered. There we go. Then punch it. Okay. Now it's the right size. And then we're going to stick this right there. Oh, I was getting ready to say it doesn't want to work, but it's definitely to the end. I made it through all these cards and a bunch of cards that I did the other day, so I'm very happy. All right, now we're going to flip it over and we're going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals. And we're going to apply some of these to your card. This is the cutest little card, I have to tell you. I think it is a wonderful card. I should have it in the camera so you guys can see it. Sorry about that. Sometimes when I get working, I just kind of woof everything out of my way so I can get it in and make sure it's there. And then we're just going to center this just like that. Put it down. And then somewhere I have those pearls. Those little pearls. And I'm going to take your pick tool or the old piercing tool, whatever you have, and we're just going to add some pearls here. And I didn't add too many. I think I added just the right amount. So this is the last card in our Forever Fern bundle. If you joined my class and did this, thank you so much for supporting me. And if you want to get in on the next class for next month, all you have to do is information is in the description box below, and you have to join by the 10th of every month. You have to have your order put in so that I have time to prep and get everything to you. So thanks everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.